To all the females out there, all right? I know what bro code is, guy code. But what is girl code mean? What is that? Can somebody let me know what that is in the comment section below, cuz is that the same thing as guy code? Let me know that, cuz I think I might have. I don't know. Just let me know what girl code is exactly. So, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So,
my name is Chloe, and this story happened to me 2 weeks ago. I'm 32 years old and have a 10-year-old son named Jesse. Every now and then, the company I work for requires me to travel across the state and other parts of the country to take place in important business meetings that are mandatory for me to attend. Thankfully, my bosses are understanding of the situation. Jesse's father isn't in the picture, so my work allows me to bring Jesse with me on business trips. Most of the time, we stay in a rented lodge or an apartment.
if we renting out anything, or an apartment, or somewhere, we staying somewhere, I'm going to need neighbors on neighbors on neighbors. I'm going to need some civilization. I'm going to need some peoples. I'm going to need some stores. I'm going to need all of that. I don't want just trees in the wilderness all around me. Like, nah, that's not how we rocking. That's not how we rolling. Like, look at that. Look at that. That's, you're tripping. You're tripping. That's just... Ready to clucking shit suck.
A few weeks ago, I had to go on another business trip. It was out in the country, which was nice because the house me and Jesse would be staying in was a real small lodge, which was very secluded. The night before the meeting, I was on a Zoom call with my colleagues at around 10 p.m. while Jesse was upstairs playing on his Nintendo Switch. During my Zoom call, Jesse called me from upstairs telling me I need to see something. I excused myself from the call and headed upstairs. I went into his room and asked him what was wrong. He told me there was a man outside looking up into his window. I looked out into the dark field and couldn't see anything.
Those big ass, clear ass windows. Again, with the not having of the curtains or the blinds. It's like, what's up? What's up? What's up? Man. That literally, that doesn't even look like a window is right there. That shit is crazy. It's like somebody can just be like, hey, let me just go ahead and get that. Appreciate you.
I told Jesse I couldn't see anybody out there. He said the man walked off into the darkness as he called for me. What he said concerned me, but I had to brush it off as maybe it was a dog walker or something. I usually think rationally when it comes to things like that. I told Jesse to tell me if he sees the man again. I then returned to my Zoom call. About an hour went by when one of my bosses suggested we took a quick bathroom and drink break. Leaving the Zoom call on as we usually do, I went to put a pot of tea on and went upstairs to check how Jesse was. I asked if he was okay and if he saw anything outside. He told me he hadn't seen anybody since. I tucked Jesse into bed and went back downstairs to continue my business call on Zoom. Most of the colleagues were back on from the break, apart from a couple. One of my bosses said, "Oh, that's strange. I thought I just saw you walking around the kitchen." The laptop that I was using for the call was set on the table in the living room, which was opposite the kitchen, which also had a back door. I replied saying no, I was just upstairs. He said he was certain that he saw me walking around the kitchen.
At this point, you do not need to make, yes you do. I was going to say, You do not need to make any sudden movements. But at this point right now, it's every person for themselves. Go ahead and get your Adidas and go ahead and just haul ass. Like, cluck any and everybody. What do I say? I don't know what I say. Hold on. Whenever you find yourself in a clucked up situation, no matter who you with, it's every person for themselves. Everybody. You just, you know what I mean? Like, you can be with your family, you can be with your friends, you know what I mean, your co-workers, whatever. Whenever you find yourself in a clutch up situation, everybody is in cahoots or either sus-hoots. And it's everybody for themselves. I don't even care if you just, if you're at the hospital giving birth, right? I just realized how I said birth. Birth. Ain't no F in birth. But yeah, I don't care if you're in the hospital giving birth and you're like, your daughter just popped out. Like, literally just popped out. Like, it's been like 2 seconds after she been, you know what I mean, came out. Like, literally 2 seconds. She out. She, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And something clucked up happens. Everybody for themselves. That's fucked up.
I laughed and I told him he was seeing things. My pot of tea started to boil.
Wait, what? Whoa. What you mean? What? What do you mean you seeing things? No. This is my bottle. I see this. This is a red flag. I see this. This is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I see this. This is a sexy ass human being. The fuck is you talking about? I see this. And no, I don't miss anything. There's no second guessing. There's no doubting on what I thought I saw. If I see what I see, I saw what I saw, and I said what I said. If I think I see a demon right here, God forbid, then I just saw a demon right there. Like, ain't no, I just see what I thought I saw. Yeah, you definitely saw it. So, yeah. So, ain't none of that. You playing games with that shit.
Forgot about it. As I walked into the kitchen, I noticed the back door was slightly open.
Wow.
I thought it was odd, especially being what my boss just said to me. But I chalked it up to Jesse forgetting to close the door. He was outside playing earlier that day, after all. I closed it and locked the door, poured myself some tea, and sat down and continued my Zoom call. About 10 minutes go by and I started to feel funny, like really sleepy all of a sudden. But it wasn't a normal feeling.
No, possessed.
I felt fine, and all of a sudden, I felt like I couldn't keep my eyes open.
Possessed.
And that's what happened. I fell asleep on a Zoom call. I didn't know at the time, but I was out for about 10 minutes, until I woke up to Jesse frantically pulling me, trying to wake me up. He told me there was a man outside trying to get in. I turned around, I saw a man on the other side of the back door pulling the door handle in an aggressive way. He looked furious, as he couldn't get inside. This means that what my boss said to me earlier, when he thought he saw me in the kitchen, was true. That man did get in the house as I was upstairs checking on Jesse. He must have spiked my tea, and that's what made me fall unconscious. Once unconscious, I think he was planning to enter the house and assuming the door was still unlocked to take my son away. The thought of this makes me sick to my stomach. I thank God that I noticed the door slightly open and locked it shut. This story could have had an awful ending otherwise. We called the police and they searched the area, and not surprisingly, they found no one. Jesse and I returned home after that. This incident will haunt me for the rest of my life, and Jesse's too.
I mean, the ending kind of still kind of ended clucked up. So
I'm an office manager, and being the manager of a company has its perks sometimes. But it also means I have to be the one to let people go. In this one instance, I had to fire a man named Hooper.
I mean, hey, I know how that shit go. I don't know if I can do that. Like, I don't mind firing people or letting them go. Like, actually doing that part, I can do that. There's no problem. It's just, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh my God, like, what if I fire somebody? And, like, they come up to the store after we close and just wait in the parking lot. You know what I mean? And then I'm walking to my car, and there it is. I'm having a clutch up situation. Like, that's the kind of shit I be thinking about. Like, I don't mind firing people, but it's just, I don't know what people's intentions are. Like, some people are cool about it. Some people raise hell and then let her off and be cool about it. And then some people just, you got some other people that just be like, oh, you gonna fire me? You gonna oh, for real? That's what all right, bet. All right, we close at 10. I'll see you, okay, I got you. I'll see you around. I will definitely see you around. I'll see you soon. Fuck you mean you gonna see me soon? What does that mean? Nope, nah, not with it. That's why I don't really like letting people. And you know, Chipotle does not, they don't do no background checks. So you can just literally hire somebody, just anybody. I don't like that. Cause I had my fair share of, I had my fair share of, employees interactions. $5 years. I've been working for Chipotle for 5 years, on and off, not straight. I needed some breaks, yeah. But nah, like I don't. Yeah, like I said, I don't mind firing people, but yeah, nah, that's not for me though. Cause let me find myself in a clucked up situation. I bet your ass I'm not gonna be in that mother clucker to be clucked up.
What made it awkward was he was dating my best friend, Olivia. She had asked me to give Hooper a job. As she's my friend, I gave him a 4-month trial basis. I won't go into detail too much about why I needed to fire him, but it was basically, he just didn't know how to do his job. I had to let Olivia know the day before I was about to let Hooper go. She was understanding and thankful I gave him a chance. That following morning, I called Hooper in my office and told him that we were letting him go. He didn't really say much, but the expression on his face was surprised but also a little mad, which is understandable as he had just got fired from a job. But he left the office, and I carried on with my day as usual. Later that evening, I got in my car, but before starting it, I received a Zoom call from my bosses. I will skip most of the conversation because it's private and irrelevant. At one point, one of my bosses said, "Courtney, please tell me you have finally fired Hooper." I replied saying, "Yes, I have." Then my boss said, "Thank God, he was useless," and letting out a laugh with some of the other bosses. Later that night, I was in bed asleep, and I woke up to what I initially thought was my phone ringing. But after listening more carefully, I realized it wasn't a phone call. It was a recording of some kind. I kept hearing it on repeat. Thank God he was useless. Thank God he was useless. Thank God he was useless.
Oh my God.
With laughing in the background over and over. It was the Zoom conversation I had with me and my bosses earlier that night. I looked around my room and there was an old tape recorder.
Oh my God. That part right there. Thank God he was useless. Thank God he was useless. Thank God he was useless. That's like, something like that kind of like similarly happened at work. Like one of my GMs one of my GMs. No, yeah. Yeah, no, I said that right. One of my GMs, she, before she quit, she was talking about an employee. She didn't say no names, but she was talking about an employee, and she was like, and the employee that she was talking about was in hearing distance, right? So he was clearly able to hear what she was talking about. So she said to another manager, we don't need people like this working for this company. And it's like, why would you even say that in the first place? Like, that's straight up, oh my God. And I know he heard that shit. You know, she wasn't talking about me because I'm one of the best goddamn employees they ever had. So it was clear as day she was talking about, oh boy, we don't need people like this working for, man. That right there that's just crazy. Like, that's the type of shit that be like, okay, I heard you, but I'm not going to react. I'm not going to do nothing yet, but I'm just going to play it cool until that day comes. I'm going to cluck just you up. Nobody else, just you.
On my cabinet. Someone had broken into my house and put that there. I went downstairs and saw the front door was open. Of course, the first thing I did was call the cops, and I told them I suspected it was Hooper, who had put the recording there. What's creepy was, no one had seen him again, not even Olivia. She said that he just vanished and stopped responding to her calls and texts. People lose their jobs every day, but it's scary to think how people will react.
Yeah.
I don't understand what Hooper's intentions were with recording, and quite frankly, I don't think I want to know. You can call me Derek in this story. I'm 23 years old and have recently landed myself an intern job working in the office of the city that I moved to.
Right.
It hasn't been as good as I thought it would be. My boss and other managers always drop extra work on me, and I usually end up staying in the office way later than everyone else, when everyone else has already gone home. This one Thursday was no different. I was stuck in the office past 11 p.m. It was on a Zoom business call with people who were across the country, and some were across the world. There weren't many people on the Zoom call. It was about 4 people, not including myself. I looked up from my desk and I took a look at the Zoom call. 3 of the 4 people were guys I knew. They were from the same company across town. The other caller I didn't know. But on the Zoom call, you can get dozens of people on the call at once. I don't always know everyone, so I didn't think much about it. The 4th person I didn't recognize was in an office that was dark, but there was no doubt that there was someone on the call. I could see them sitting down in a dingy office, but I couldn't make out any features whatsoever. One of my coworkers left the call, and then I asked the remaining 2 who the other person was. They both said it was probably someone. I won't say the name, obviously, but they had just gone to make coffee or something. The 2 coworkers then signed off, and it was just me and the other person on the call. As my coworkers said, they probably just went to make coffee. So I got my head down, and I carried on with my work. After about 10 minutes, I got up to use the bathroom, and I got myself a coffee. As I was pouring myself a mug, I heard something tip over on one of the nearby offices.
No, you didn't.
It sounded like a stack of paper falling. I called out, "Hello?" I was startled, yeah, but I wasn't completely terrified. I assumed I was there alone. But this is a massive office building. There are plenty of people who could be here working late.
Wow.
When I got back to my desk, I took a look at the Zoom call. That's when I got freaked out.
Oh my God.
The one person who was still on the call had stuck a piece of paper on his computer camera and said hello with 3 dots next to it. I typed in the chat box, "Who's the person on the call?" Unsurprisingly, there was no response, and then the Zoom call ended. I was pretty scared and felt like going home and just taking my work with me. As I was packing up my stuff, I received a phone call. I answered it and said hello. There was no answer, but there was definitely someone on the line. I could just tell by the noises, and I could hear light breathing as well. I spoke again saying, "Hello, who's this?" That's when the phone went dead. I put the phone down and sped walk to the elevator. Once stepping inside the elevator and pressing the bottom floor button, a light turned on in an office down the corridor, and I heard a door slam shut. Right before the elevator closed, this all happened. That was the last weird thing that happened to me that night. It was the creepiest experience I've ever had. Unfortunately, I still have to stay late, and I'm always paranoid of who's around me, and I never feel alone when working late there.
What do you mean you still have to stay late? You don't have to do anything. If you feel like you are in danger, or you feel like you about to get clucked up, bitch, haul ass. A job is a job. You can get another job. What's up with you, bro? That shit just pissed me off. You don't have to do anything at all. Find yourself in a clutch situation and see, man. Yeah, some of y'all be taking jobs too seriously. Cut jobs, come and go. Nothing lasts forever. Nah. But I've had my fair share of weird shit that has happened to me during my Chipotle time. My second location, somebody told me that that Chipotle that I worked at was haunted. I just looked at him yeah, all right. Let some shit pop off. Shit, I'm gonna pop off too, club. It's just some things you don't say, some things you don't play around with. And with the whole firing shit, that shit for birds. I don't mind doing it. It's just, like he said in the story, you don't know what people's intentions are. So, yeah. Some people take it well. Some people take it not well. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can always get another job. You can't get another life. You know what I mean? So stop taking our job so goddamn serious. If you find yourself in a clutch situation at work, clocking out. Shit. And then your boss comes in the next morning talking about, why didn't you clock out? Why is the store still dirty? Why didn't you lock up? You didn't lock the store? Bitch. Everything in this goddamn store was floating in midair. Everything. You really think I'm about to just stay here and clean the store? I'm about to clock out. Nah. At that point in time, my life was out the line. At that point in time, my life was on the line. Bars. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. So sorry. But, nah, yeah. Hey, look. All I'm saying is, if y'all are working right now and y'all eat, sleep, breathe your job that you're at right now, keep doing what you're doing. It's just, you can always get another job. You just can't get another life. That's all I'm saying. Keep it cool. Keep it classy. And I love you. Stay happy. Mind you. Fam.